Alfred Tlou is from the South African Police Union, and he joins us now from our Pretoria studios. Good evening, Mr. Tlou. Thanks very much for talking to us this evening. Your reaction to the announcements and appointments that were made today?
Good evening, Vuyo, and good evening to the listeners. Look, as the South African Police Union, we view the appointments today by the National Commissioner in concurrence with the Minister in a very suspicious mind, and suspicious because of a number of reasons. One, the posts that these Lieutenant Generals occupies, they require a particular standard because those are the top highest command positions, and the South African Police Services regulations are very clear in terms of what should be applicable when posts are advertised. There is National Instruction 6 of 2005 that deals to the appointments of senior management, and there is National Instruction 2 of 2008 that deals to the positions of junior management. Now, these posts, all of them, either being advertised through National Instruction 6 of 2005 or 2 of 2008, they've got particular requirements. And when you look at the appointments at senior management level, majority of time the requirements would require a person to have NQ level 6. That is a diploma or a degree plus. But the current appointments of the current Lieutenant General or senior appointments that were pronounced today by the National Commissioner in concurrence with the Minister, Bheki Cele, the National Commissioner have lowered the bar to accommodate some of the blue-eyed boys or the blue-eyed girls into the said positions. For example, the requirement for senior management, as much as I've said, is NQ level 6. And junior positions also, they are required to have NQ level 6. But for senior management, it is a top prerequisite. You can't lower the bar in order to accommodate certain people. Now, the current positions, as advertised, the bar has been lowered to metric, that is NQ, that's metric. Now,
but it's not something
requirement. It's basically the entry.
Yeah, it's not something unique to the police, though. I mean, experience and other forms of learning should count for something. You don't think that may have been the case in this instance?
No, Vuyo. When you lower the bar in terms of what you want to explain, it's in terms of Section 45 of the police regulation. In certain instances, the National Commissioner have got that power to lower certain qualifications, but there are certain posts that need such lowering of the bar. For example, Vuyo, we do not have people qualified that can come to the police without even went to university to occupy qualifications in your forensics, laboratory skills. I mean, that is a skill. People who deals with the CRC people that need some extra, qualification, because at the police college we don't teach people about forensic, qualifications. But those who come with those skills, then for them to be accommodated in the police, those are the personnel that the SAPS and the National Commissioner for that instance can lower the bar because of we don't have such skills. But ordinary police officers cannot only be appointed on senior management because of experience only. It's NQ level 6, and then from there on you then speak to your experience. In these instances, I've already indicated, the positions, when they were advertised, the bar was lowered to be at the level of metric. Now, we are saying all the entry levels, when you look at the metric, is for the junior positions like your constables and to a certain extent sergeants. It means in the manner in which this bar has been lowered, even your constables then qualify to be generals in the police. But we can tell you as SAPU that there was a reason why the bar was lowered.
What was the reason?
There is patronage in the South African Police Services. Patronage, nothing else. And if you look at the history of the previous national commissioners, from Ria Pierre, Bheki Cele, when he was the national commissioner as well, inclusive of Bheki Cele, there has been a system and a principle that each national commissioner, when he or she is appointed, he or she comes with his own team and replace those that had already occupied those positions. And it is costly to the South Africans, it is costly to the taxpayers, in that some of these positions, some of these personnel, when they are appointed, you will find that they were basically occupying lower positions, like your colonels, your lieutenant colonels, your captains, to a certain extent your major generals, and when they are appointed at that highest level of lieutenant generals, should it come that in 3 weeks' time the president wants to appoint the new commissioner, those who will be recalled, they will still be occupying these higher positions, which is now basically making it even more bloating. The structure at the top, it is bloated as we speak.
Mr. Tlou?
Almost 36, plus minus 36 lieutenant generals.
Mr. Tlou, we've run out of time, but just one quick question. Are you, as the union, the South African Police Union, planning to do anything about this?
Obviously, as a labor organization, we reserve the right to take any legal action or further follow other avenues that we may deem safe to address the situation. But our first plea will be to Cyril Ramaphosa, the president, to look at these appointments, because as we have said, this is patronage, nothing else, and this is the principle and system that has been used by all the police commissioners. And we are saying you can't lower the bar to accommodate your blue-eyed boys or your blue-eyed ladies in these positions, because these are positions of command and control, higher positions that require people to have relevant qualification, not only experience, as you would have said, it should be qualifications and experience, because as we have said, matric is basically the lowest junior entry personnel in the SAPS, in the police, constable level to be specific.
Mr. Tlou, thank you very much for talking to us this evening. He is from the South African Police Union. Very unhappy with the appointments that were announced today by the Minister of Police as well as the National Commissioner of Police, saying most, if not all, of these people do not deserve to be there. They are seriously underqualified.